You mentioned that rebounding disparity across the season this year for Marquette. Something that Coach Duffy mentioned they were going to have to do if they want to win this one. Nice save out of bounds there from the freshman Georgia Amoore to keep possession. She
has that great mid-range game, a really soft touch. She's very active. I think she's going to find a lot more shots in the mid-range than back to the basket against Kitley.
Amoore from the elbow. Georgia Amoore now with a pair of points. 4 seconds. Amoore pushing for the final shot. Georgia Amoore jumps for 3. Yes! Count it for Georgia Amoore at the buzzer to give Virginia Tech a double-digit lead. See if she got it off in time. Wow! Adjusting in mid-air. Able to find bottom.
Virginia Tech will see how they respond here if they can extend this lead.
Amoore to Green for 3, yes.
In ACC regular season play. Here's that drive by Amoore. The kick out to set up Green. They've got to get defensive stops. And they cannot allow direct line drives like that. They try to bring Kitley out of the paint to have a chance to be able to attack inside.
Amoore breaks that press pretty easily. Easy lane to the basket and lays it in.
And Kim Mulkey just gushing today about how much of a joy she is to coach. And finally, Amoore breaks free.
Thought about Georgia getting her first basket of the day.
Very confident here. Let's see. How does the crowd feel about that shot? Oh, parents are loving it.
Right.
Back home in Victoria, Australia. With Green and Amoore in the backcourt. The perimeter of Baylor has just been able to score over them, but good shot there by Amoore. Baylor also did a really nice job showing their balance in that first half. You know, it's a team that doesn't average a lot of three-pointers, but when Virginia Tech went zone, they ended up incredible season for Moon, a player who had not gotten an opportunity to show what she can do. Good screen setting and good execution by Moon Urson there to get her teammate open. Amoore. Not as much experience as she would like coming off of the bench and maybe readiness, if you will, but their first unit, 1 through about 7, 8, they're strong.
She hit the floor going after a loose ball. Her thought was, I have separated my shoulder, my season's over. You wonder if that's going to affect her at all today, and a nice move off the glass here by Amoore to drop in 2. And a rebound torn down by Gregg. Virginia Tech 23-9. And a quick strike on the other end. The Hokies can do that. Florida Gulf Coast up by 4. Amoore will lift. Yes, knocking down a 3. 22 points for Kirsten Bell. Had foul trouble early. Amoore launching that one and drops in a 3.
Georgia Amoore, one-on-one. Crossover, gets it to go.
Well, that was a sweet move. So you see here the underrated athleticism of Amoore going to the basket. Nice crossover, a little hesitation move there. Left the defender in the dust.
Double screen at the top of the key for Georgia Amoore. That's why.
Now you know in the scouting report they said don't go under the screen for Georgia Amoore. I like her aggressiveness. Here's the replay here. You cannot go under the screen for Georgia Amoore. She is so smart and intelligent of reading, see what the defense does. So patient with her dribble off the screen on the ball.
Georgia Amoore. That's what the Mocs don't want to see, is when she starts getting heated up.
Chattanooga has no offensive rebounds. It is one and done.
And Georgia Amoore ties the record.
This 3 right here ties the record, Angel. Just within the offense, just smooth off the dribble.
Broke the record for most threes in the ACC tournament. Coming into this ball game, we're talking to both coaches. Sean Poppy said, we have nothing to lose. We have to go out here. We know they're faster and stronger than us. As Georgia Amoore now becomes Virginia Tech's leading 3 6-point score.
Had some unforced errors. Did you see? Nice little crossover sidestep three there by Amoore. She has so many ways that she can score from behind that line. That ball is attached to her like a yo-yo.
13 foul for the Mocs as we're a minute and 13 away. A nice pass on the inside to Taylor Soule. Why not dunk it, Taylor? You're up there. No look is easy for Raven Thompson. Georgia Amoore at the top of the key, bounces around, and just adds on to that program best.
You know you're living right when you get that.
Tied the Hokies in scoring. They had 11 apiece. We saw a great performance from Raven Thomas, but Georgia Amoore at this point. Can we put that on repeat? Amoore for three?
We can do that. She's done an unbelievable job of navigating. You see here the double team, then almost a triple team. They come back to her, just having patience, and then Amoore able to just make a nice little sidestep off the dribble.
8 from the three-point line. And gives you the scoop, too. Coming off of an NIT championship win, they said we want more. Georgia Amoore right out of the gate with the triple. The program's #1 three-point shooter. Substitution coming in as well, but Virginia Tech shooting lights out from deep.
Well, 4 shots from the three.
As Taylor Soule sprints, had nothing at the rim. You have to credit what the Jackrabbits have been able to do so far in transition. Defense!
See, Amoore coming off the nice pass to Trailer there. They are trying to help on Liz.
Georgia Amoore, step back three. You bet!
Oh my! And Amoore here, all she needs is a little bit of space.
Georgia Amoore from the wing. My gosh, somebody has to guard her.
Well, somebody is guarding her. It just doesn't make a difference there. Amoore holding him afloat with the three. You said somebody needs to guard her. Well, you got Brooklyn Meyer right there, but the freshman got to get a little bit closer.
Desperate for some points before the half. That's poked away, and it's going to go to the Hokies. That'll do it. Just a 12-point game. Amoore, top of the key. That'll wake the Hokies up.
Uncanny knack for whatever her team needs. Watch for something to Taylor Soule in the air.
Amoore launches it. Why not?
Where she's come up big whenever they needed her.
Georgia Amoore with over 100 threes in her career. She's just a junior. Makes it look oh so sweet.
And that was great defense. It was just a better shot. You got Meyer right in her face. She's hit several shots like that. That's a confident shooter, Angel. No need to rush. Just you're going to be down to the end of the shot clock, and that's more than fine.
That'll give him about a minute of play, but Georgia Amoore, my goodness, now has scored 20 or more points in the last 11 games.
And as you saw moments ago, set all kinds of program records. Moore fires and hits from three. There is Georgia Amoore, the Australian gunner.
Last possession, and Georgia Amoore here just seeking out the basketball. How quickly she gets her feet set to launch that three.
Triple-double in December. Comes up with an impressive rebound there. Here is Amoore bouncing, and the finish from Trailer.
5-6, but that doesn't mean the little girl can't sky and then push the ball the other way. Not a little girl, a big woman. We see you, Amoore.
Thus far, started the second quarter, a trip to the Elite Eight on the line here in Seattle to meet Ohio State, who beat UConn earlier today on this floor, as Amoore gets free. Amoore sizing up Darby, keeps the dribble alive. Amoore races in the paint and banks it in.
Amoore lost the dribble for a second, but able to get it going again, goes inside. But this last possession, Ryan, I thought she could do the same thing a little. No one's going to win with a battle of Carolyn Peck.
Here's Amoore, catch, fire, and hit from three.
Game was 7 of 19 from 3. She is not shy, nor has she been shy.
Speeding into the paint, can't scoop it in. Jackson down. 4 on 5 for Tennessee while Rakia Jackson recovers. And Amoore comes back for the steal.
This offensive possession, switching sides of the floor, everybody touching it, everybody involved.
Amoore separates. Oh, that's pretty. Georgia Amoore off the window.
And even though it's
basketball.
Georgia Amoore, I mean, that's one way to see where you're going. You want to get lower and have the balance, and just a great job with her footwork. We're talking about that step back. It's not only on the three-point.
We're going to find out after the doubleheader. Here's Amoore. We'll let it fly. You bet! Georgia Amoore in all her glory.
We've talked about Georgia Amoore's violent dance move, the step back left. We've seen her do it from the inside and now from the out. I'll have to ask her what the soundtrack is to that.
16 of them were layups. Tennessee, on the other hand, only 8 layups attempted in that first half.
Yeah, a lot of good looks on the interior. Amoore, she got it. Georgia Amoore with 18. Just so obviously a future pro star.
Yeah.
And she's a freshman, and it's just, the game is so put together for her already as Amoore splashes in a jumper. Yeah, and here flags down the rebound. Gritty, tough. Oh, Amoore comes back for the interception. Nifty handle. Amoore will fire and hit. A career high 28 points for Georgia Amoore.
Georgia Amoore has been so good offensively in this game. This time going to her right off of the on-ball screen by Kitley. Soul is an incredibly strong defender, and McMahon still able to get to the basket.
Amoore pedals all the way in for the easy lay. Bounces back. There's what you're talking about, Rebecca. Mikulashikova did not hit that one, but a clean look. Amoore veering, dishing, Kinley finishing.
Amoore dashing through the defense once again. A beautiful drop pass to Liz Kitley. And yes, when your point guard drops you a dime, you point at them on your other way down the floor to say thank you.
McMahon dishes out. Mikulashikova off on the 3. Great box out from King, and here comes Amoore. Amoore will pull and hit from 3.
Threes are wild so far today in this game. Both ends. Georgia Amoore just coming down in stride, stepping into it.
If we get to 11, he might be taking off socks. Amoore sidestepping 3. Oh, yeah! Soul off to Amoore. She will fire and hit on the deep 2.
Georgia Amoore, only 5'6", but man, is she bouncy. And once she gets the ball in her hands, just uses the screen by Soul beautifully, stepping into the jumper.
Nearly threw it away, got it back. Kitley fumbles, still time here for Virginia Tech. Amoore blasts inside and lays it in.
Georgia Amoore has really good quickness, whether it's in the open floor or the quarter court here. The burst of speed, gets by with the left, finishes inside.
Shot clock turned off. Amoore backs it out, looking for space. Amoore finds it and hits! Georgia Amoore, a scintillating finish to the 3rd.
My partner likes to call this an aggressive dance move, the step back to the left to create the space and finish.
Amoore surveying, attacking, finds Kitley, lays it in, plus the foul.
Encourage them to keep making it, and yeah, beautiful look, nice finish with contact from Liz Kitley right here. She looks at her, good pass.
Amoore backs it out. 4:40 to go. Amoore will fire and hit from 3. Georgia Amoore makes it a 13-point game.
That shoots 45% on the season, 35% from 3. You would expect at some point their shots start to fall.
Amoore says, how about now, Miss Lobo? 20-13, LSU in front. Amoore Looking to wheel away from Morris. Amoore, a deep three is good. Here comes Trailer. Finds Amoore. A little too long. Kitley bangs it alive, and King able to flag it down. Amoore, another good look. She got it. And with that three, Georgia Amoore has now hit more threes than any player in NCAA tournament history. Her 23rd triple of this tournament.
To me, one of the most impressive parts of it is she does not let misses affect her confidence. She started this game missing a couple from the perimeter, continues to step into each one with incredible confidence.
Making an impact to start this fourth. A 7-0 beginning to the quarter for LSU as Amoore says, enough of that run. Fourth three of the game for Georgia Amoore.
Marshall does not have a body that can guard Clara Strack, and Virginia Tech obviously knows that and is going to her early and often.
Out to Amoore. Georgia Amoore. Amoore slicing and dicing. Pull up, pop, got it. 0 for 6 now. Strack left alone. It's too easy for the Hokies.
Break this press by herself. She's handled the ball beautifully. She's snaked through the traps.
That one didn't fall for Eck. Offensive rebound. Amoore a three. It's good. Don't think we'll see a ton of her, but Georgia Amoore back out there, and she's doing Georgia Amoore things here and come back next season.
And we talked about that point guard matchup, Jay. So far, Sarah Andrews with 7 points, and then Georgia Amoore.
Amoore with 8 seconds. Amoore in attack mode all the way to the rim. Lays it up, plus the foul.
She brings the flair every single time.
One on the opening possession of the second. Amoore, step back, got it! Nothing but the bottom of the net.
That's a rush shot by Edwards. Samuel has 2 fouls. Edwards has to put the ball on the floor and attack.
So crafty! Georgia Amoore scoop to the hoop. Amoore trying to scoot free. Off the window and in for 2.
You really don't know who could beat you on a given night.
Great pass from Amoore. Eka 3. Rattles in! Mishaw wide open. Ties it at 48. Shooting on every foul from here on out.
Georgia Amoore getting that double. Mishaw finishing at the rim. And Amoore's got to let the game come to her a little bit more, and she did that on that play.
Handoff. Amoore a 3. Banks it in!
Unless you can get a super quick basket, I do think you need a 3 here, and you go to Georgia Amoore.
Amoore delivers! Georgia Amoore buries it!
And Georgia Amoore, what a tough shot! She absolutely buries it. You want to talk about clutch? Jada Walker, clutch for her team. Georgia Amoore, clutch for the Hokies. And now neither team has timeouts left.
She was looking forward to that matchup. Let's take a look at our starting lineups brought to you by Capital One for Kentucky. This is the same starting lineup the Wildcats have used in all 29 games. And right away, Georgia Amoore. 0 people can guard me, and she just showed it on that drive.
Now you're going against Jaja Lawrence, such a great defender. And Georgia Amoore steps up. You cannot go under the screen at any point in time.
Hassett, the three-point shooting specialist, misses that one. Strack again with a rebound. Amoore wide open. Yes!
All 8 points by Georgia Amoore, we mentioned earlier.
Well, they've been off 2 weeks, but that's not a bad thing, is it?
No, it's not. They needed to get some rest. And look at Georgia Amoore. This is the player he said when they look like they're Liberty in the 2-3 zone. He's trying to make sure, just change up the defense enough.
Amoore, come on! Let's go back to that 3. Everything she does has flair.
Well, I mean, you see, she's setting it up. She's just kind of baiting Muda, and stepped back and she stepped right into her shot. You see that leg go back just enough. And this is something that they talked about in practice.
Lawrence, double team, kicks it to Amoore. Amoore sees the opening and quickly gets through that gap.
Does so well getting way to the basket by minute, and it's good.
Failed to score in double figures once in an NCAA tournament game. Shot clock right now a factor. Down to 2. Amoore launches. Oh my! With a hand in her face.
Just being able to get to the basket and look at this move. Moore trying to guard her. She stepped right. Amoore stepped right into her shot.
Post players coming into this game for either team, but they play the post very differently. Amoore, that short jumper. Kentucky has numbers 5-on-4 right now. Lawrence, little step back, can't get the shot off. Amoore's going to shoot it and make. And that is three-pointer number 5.
Right before halftime, Georgia Amoore had a nice play, got the ball to Deja Lawrence right in her shooting pocket. And
Amoore with the block. In Conference USA, second straight year she had a double-double in the title game. Though last year they lost. Amoore continues her hot shooting. Shot clock is a factor now, down to 5. Fans letting the team know, here goes Amoore, this is her magic. Gets the roll and
came around, but great job getting between the screens. And Stout steps up and fouls. One little photo shoot on the ground.
Georgia Amoore has been putting on a highlight.
On the board, rather. And then defensively, you got to make some stops.
Second block by Georgia Amoore, and then gets the steal. Amoore out to Hassett, Aussie to Aussie. 3 is good.
I think she was a little surprised she got that one, but not only that, she stayed in the play and able to make a great defensive play. Defense lead to offense, and Hassett finishing. So that's the offensive board, the defensive board, then defensively the Liberty trying to make it hard for Kentucky.
Nice pass. That is textbook. That'll make the summer camp film.
13 for that fourth player that I didn't mention earlier, but she's been playing great defensively and offensively.
Amoore attacks and scores.
One player in behind, and the rotation was off defensively. Lee recognizing it. And I think for K-State, when they get the ball in their hands, it's good. And Georgia Amoore finally
injured her other foot. And they are so happy to have her back, the All-American. And Georgia Amoore knocks down her second shot of the game.
Yoki Lee, and the problem is you allow her to get closer to the basket. What you do get is you get that help side. I almost think you look a different defensive look.
Amoore looking for the screen. Open for 3. Good! Poindexter.
Well, here it is. You see Amoore looking and trying to just find some open space. Does a great job.
40% three-point shooter this year. Sundell. Ball fell right to her. Throws it up the floor. Amoore breaks it up. Kentucky with the ball. Amoore open for 3. Yes!
That might be one of the biggest threes thus far of her career.
The heart of a lion. Georgia Amoore buries the 3 to put Kentucky back in front.
Oh, wide open.
The passing in this game's just been spectacular. On the money. Amoore buries it from the top of the key. It's a 2. And Lawrence fights, throws it up to Amoore. Amoore to Key.
Go down the stretch, and it all starts with Amoore to Key up for 2.
Winner moves to the Sweet 16 to face USC or Mississippi State. Amoore, another big bucket.
Players, but of course, you got to have another star come back, answer the call.